Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Surprise. I'm up for a live stream. Ha! I was just out here in my space doing my shaman thing, and Spirit came through loud and clear and told me I should hop on and do a live because it's Friday. It's Friday, the Friday live. The Friday live. Funstream is what I called it, actually. I love it. Yeah, so I'm just getting done with a walk with my dog too. Just got back. It's beautiful outside up here in Ohio. It was really warm for a couple days, but now it's kind of a little bit cooler. It was like 45-ish. So in for a nice stroll with him. And now I'm here with y'all. I do got something going on this weekend if anybody'd like to join. There's something that we do. It's called Light Club. And so it's just a place for people to share their light, like all people of different walks of life, light workers, conscious people. Everybody's invited to come try it out. Typically what I do in there is I hold like a spiritual type of ceremony where we do some breathing and then some meditation. And I might even take everybody through a exercise, like an energy or a spiritual exercise that kind of helps to develop the nervous system and, the higher parts of our function and tap into our internal divine intelligence. And that's what it's all about. Tuning into your internal divine intelligence, because the truth is everything you need is already within you. It just needs to be unlocked, opened up. And there's a few ways I like to do that. Playing the drum and doing different vocal toning. Sometimes I'll sing with it. Sometimes I just so, it's more about the sounds that you're making, allowing yourself to tap into the feeling of the sounds you're making, the resonance within your body. There's like no hard, fast rules. The whole idea is for you to have fun. A lot of people worry too much about like form over function. And the function is for you to tap into your nervous system and bring forward your deepest intelligence within your body. Hi, Brianna. It's nice to see you too, and I can't wait for Light Club either. So Light Club, it's just a gathering of awesome people, and what we do is we get together and we do some fun stuff, and then usually we open the floor for discussion. People usually have things that they need to talk about that they may not have people in their direct life to talk about. There's lots of people that have like metaphysical and deep spiritual experiences and things that they just really aren't comfortable sharing with some of the people that may be in their life. Not everyone's at a level of consciousness where they can understand or accept complex belief systems per se, or belief systems that are out of the normal. So this provides a place for people who are kind of on that path, who are on a spiritual ascension path, to come together, to be together, because just us being together and we do the breath work, just those two things alone on top of the other things, vastly multiplies the energy of everything. And our intention, so that's what's really important. And that's what I'm going to ask everyone to do right now is set an intention. Which is a beautiful thing for you to do every day, is just to take a moment, you close your eyes, you're taking a nice deep breath through your nose, and you hold that for a second, and you let out with a soft sigh. Now, it's up to you. You can do more than one. You can do 20. I wouldn't really go past 30 repetitions of that breath before you take a break. But, everybody's different. If you just need one, that's good. Maybe you need 3. 3 is like a magic number for me. I really like to take in 3 big diaphragmatic breaths. I'm filling from my tailbone to my scalp, and then I let it go in a sigh, and then my intention is to let my whole body just go loose. I'm just letting everything loosen up. I'm letting go of all the tension and pressure. That in itself is just so highly therapeutic, okay? On a neurological level, it helps to reset the vagus nerve. It actually teaches your body how to move from sympathetic dominant state, which is like your fight or flight mode or your defense mode, protection mode, overthinking mode, and helps you to learn and teach your body how to go into your parasympathetic dominant mode, which is like your rest, digest, your ability to heal. Also lives within that space. What you can do along with that is you take a moment just to set your intention. What do you want to happen, And one of my favorite ways to set intention isn't so much words. I like to picture like what's important to me or who I want to be. And the thing is this takes practice because some of us don't know, we haven't navigated that space before. So the answer may not be apparent right away, or maybe it pops up and, the things you think you want aren't really what you need. It's important to notice that. And I kind of say it the other way. It's important for us to want what we need, to trust in the design of the universe and the flow of the universe and creation and Mother Earth, Pachamama, and, know that everything that happens has to happen to get us here. So in some, religious and spiritual circles, this may be referred to as radical acceptance. I just use the word acceptance. It doesn't have to be radical. One way I've learned how to reprogram my neurology with this is using my breath and then setting an intention, and sometimes through a mantra or something I repeat verbally. I speak it into existence. And one of my favorites that really helped me train my mind to start looking at things from that perspective of acceptance was I would say out loud, I'd breathe in, and on my exhale, I would say, I accept each moment as if I've chosen it. So that's a really powerful statement because when you say it, two things are potentially could happen. The first one being you become triggered because when you're saying that, you're saying, well, I accept the reality as if I've chosen it. Now, for someone that's still in a lower vibrational plane of consciousness or really connected to their identity of ego are going to disagree. But I would never choose this terribleness. But the other thing can do, and the trigger's fine because the trigger just shows you where you need to let go. No big deal. We often look at triggers as these terrible, terrible things. It's so bad, and it's usually because we're not owning it. One of the strongest things you can do is own when you're triggered. One of my favorite things to do. I'll just write to myself. Doesn't mean you have to say anything out loud or anything like that. That's kind of confusing for some people. It's for you to own it. You're owning that trigger. I'm triggered. Why am I triggered? And usually, sometimes a trigger needs to happen to set off a fear response. Like, so say a wild dog is chasing you. You need to have that trigger to bring forward your fear response. So that way you figure out a way to escape the situation. And this is very normal because this is self-preservation. This is when the fear response and the sympathetic dominant nervous system are at work. It's not that they're bad. We just use them all the time. Okay? So when we stay stuck in that situation, what happens is we continuously bombard ourselves with stress hormones. And what this does over time is begins to stop the body's ability to heal and digest and properly rest. So what's some common problems that are happening here in our world? There's people I see all the time on social media. I can't sleep. I have insomnia. And if you do have insomnia, the first thing I'll tell you is do not reach for the phone. If you're typing that in, you're not planning on going to sleep. But also, you'd be amazed how many people don't actually want to change it. They'll say, I don't like this. You're like, okay, were you ready to change it? No. you'd be amazed how many people that have come to me for healing. And then when I ask that person, are you ready to give up whatever it is? Are you ready to let go of whatever it is that makes you sick? You'd be surprised how many people aren't. Right? They think they are. But sometimes that's the beginning of healing. True healing is seeing that. Seeing, do I really want to change? That's important. If you're not ready to change, you want to find out why. Why are you resistant to change? But see, this is kind of funny too, because sometimes seeking change can also be like addictive in a way. So this is where people get stuck on that self-help, hamster wheel. I mean, I know lots of people just read books and books and books and books because they've been raised in the society, a Western society, where knowledge is power. I mean, I remember there even being a commercial when I was a kid that said, knowledge is power. And it's just not true, because knowledge without experience is only information, okay? And this is where it gets confused here in our Western world, is because people confuse knowledge with wisdom, right? Wisdom. So how is wisdom cultivated? It's taking the knowledge, like, so say you read a book or you channel a message from spirit, and then you put that information into play in your life. This brings forward experience. And this is how we begin to develop wisdom as human beings, is taking our knowledge, taking our information, applying it to our reality to gain experience. And what that does is yields wisdom. And that's where our true power is within our knowing, within our wisdom. Light Club is coming Sunday, so everybody's welcome to join. If you would like the link, message me privately, either through here on YouTube or on Facebook. And what I can do is I can get you a link for the Zoom meeting. It will begin at 6 p.m. We're going to make it pretty sharp, because one of my friends that attends it, he has another engagement and he can only stay about 45 minutes. So I want to get through the first part of what I kind of have planned for us to do that day. So it'll kind of be 6 o'clock sharp, but you can come in at any time. Also, I encourage you to invite anybody you'd like, anybody. No one has to stay. You don't have to turn on your camera or your microphone. There's no rules. You can just show up. All right, check it out, see if you like it. Maybe you won't, maybe you will. You might be actually impressed by just how you feel. And, that's happened before. We've done certain things like this, and, some people aren't ready to show up in the capacity of being themselves yet. So they show up behind the camera, or they show up without sound and behind the camera, which is totally okay. Because as you develop, you'll come out of that shell. You'll want to be part of the beautiful community in which we've created. Hi, Anna. How are you today? Anna, so wonderful to see you doing well. Anthony, I've publicly shared you. More people need to learn breathwork from you. It changes life for the better. I agree, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I work hard to try to teach as many people about breathing as possible. You would think that would be easy. It just isn't. This is calling to me. So what I have over here, I don't drink alcohol, but I do enjoy a mocktail. And so I have this glass. It's a nice glass, and it's hard to see with stuff in it, I guess. But it's the Tree of Life. It's the Tree of Life on the front. Yeah, you can see it there. It's the Tree of Life. And a friend of mine made this glass, so it's my favorite. It's very heavy. It's beautiful. So what I like to do is I like to take ginger beer. Ginger beer doesn't have alcohol in it. It's ginger ale, but usually with more ginger. And if you buy premium stuff, it doesn't have high fructose corn syrup, which I prefer. And then so you take that, you put that in there, you squeeze half a lime, and then you add whatever kind of juice that you like. I usually use a premium juice, like this is like a peach punch, I believe. So I mix that in there, and this is like my Friday night cocktail. And it tastes delicious, but there's no alcohol. I want to open up the floor if anybody has any questions, anything they want to talk about. I have some other announcements to make. Last week, not this week, because the whole week now is 2 weeks have gone by. Last week, Monday, I went into the hospital and I had a CT scan with contrast for my aorta. It's like a follow up. They're checking out, looking at everything all the way down. And so this all healed up amazingly. Like, they're like amazed. They're like, what have you done? How do you do this? And, the hospital isn't really somewhere to try to explain shamanism, spiritual healing, and things like that. I did run into some really amazing nurses when I spent time in the hospital that were really open. I actually met one that was a Wiccan, I believe. So yeah, there's definitely people out there that kind of know about deeper forms of healing and everything. But anyway, so what's got to happen is I have to have another surgery. But I don't need to have my chest opened up. They're actually, I believe, going to go in through my thigh, and they're going to put in a stent to repair a part of my abdominal aorta that needs repaired. Because this is something they found now. The first surgery was kind of to save my life. This one will save my life in the long run, because the dissection I have in my stomach eventually will get worse, and that may require like an emergency surgery, and then they have to cut me wide open. And I don't really want that, so I'm going to do this. The downside is I'm going to be in recovery again for about 12 weeks. So this is pretty difficult. I just started being able to like have the ability, even though I have nervous system damage to my right side, mildly disabled. But I was just starting to get into the point where I was like, I need to find some sort of job, because I really haven't had any income that I've made or earned through a job much since this happened in November. So like I've had my clients and stuff. That's just not enough to support me and my family. Um, and my coaching, we just haven't been doing as many like public events and things. There just hasn't been time. A lot of things have changed, and so I've been kind of missing the last couple weeks. I was doing a lot of morning live streams, but now I'm kind of just showing up now. I want to come out and let everyone know what's going on. It's just a lot's been happening. I've been working really hard on my healing the last few weeks to try to get my body as primed as possible for the upcoming surgery, because the healthier you are going into surgery, the healthier you will be coming out of surgery, which helps you to heal. Okay, so I picked up my exercise and those kinds of things, and I'm feeling actually pretty healthy overall. Like, so, I'm a little bummed out. I don't really want to do this, but I also know it's just part of my journey and part of my path. It's more opportunities for me to learn. There will be challenges involved, of course, and those kinds of things teach me. The good news is I've had a battery of tests done by my kidney doctor in the last month, and the rest of my tests show that I'm very, very healthy. I'm extremely healthy. So that's good news. I've also had genetic testing done, and it turns out I don't have connective tissue disease or any chronic inflammatory diseases that can harm my vascular system, which is good news, because that means after this surgery, I'll have a mostly new aorta, and I probably won't need any other processes or procedures done for the rest of my lifetime, which would be great, because to be honest, this isn't a lot of fun. I can't tell you that having open chest aortic surgery is fun. I would never recommend to get a sternotomy. That means get your sternum sawed in half and separated 5 inches, and then they pull it together and they squeeze it together with wires, and they just kind of snip them off flush. But those wires stay in your chest. So they're in my chest. When I get like chest x-rays and CTs, you can see the wires that are wrapped around my sternum that held it back together. The sternum is healed very well. I have very just minor discomfort in the chest, which is prone to be for most people for years post-op. I feel generally very well. So, but I'm going to be heading into another challenge. So I'm going to need to rely on the help of my friends and my spirit family around the world as they've been helping me through everything that I've been going through the last 5 months. I love you all so much. I want to send my gratitude out to all, to everyone, to the people that watch this, because that's a form of support, to the people that share me and tell others about what I'm doing. I'm out here just trying to help people create their greatest life. That's really all I'm driven to do. That's all I want to do. When I first became a shaman and things like that, which no one plans for it, find you. I wanted to be like a healer and heal people all over the place. But now I'm realizing as I continue, the best way I can heal people is just help them to learn how to get in connection with themselves. Right? Because your connection, otherwise it's like religion, right? Like a priest can't show you God. A book can't show you God, and a church can't show you God. Only you can make a connection with God from inside of you. And how do I know this? Because I tried for years. I was raised in a Christian household. I did everything that I thought I was supposed to do, but it made me feel not good and afraid. So I knew something was just wrong. Something was off. But through that, I was able to learn a lot. There's anything wrong with that. But I didn't have any relationship with God, and I certainly had no relationship with Jesus, because all I knew was the fear aspect. Is almost like you're forced to be like, Jesus is my savior, kind of thing. So it didn't feel, and you can't bullshit that, That's why I try to tell everybody, like when you're trying to manifest something and I say, well, you have to learn to believe it. You're like, well, what if I just believe it? But yeah, well, you can't pretend, because it's a vibration. And they go, oh, this is intention. This is why you practice visualization and intention, because you can start to use that energy in a very powerful way to bring healing to you, to bring the right people in your life to you, to bring abundance to you when you really need help. Right? I really needed help, what was happening over this time. And as I used my spiritual energy and I used my intention, it helped me to draw funding to me to be able to continue, which is great. That's awesome. And I'm so grateful for that. But if I didn't go through the things I went through, I would never get here to be able to face that challenge of using and trying to connect to your higher self in new ways. All right, let's see. So nice to see you. Thanks for sharing your journey. Thanks, Tachi. How are you? Swarm. Hold on, let me go up here. Hold on. So wonderful. Okay. So Anna says, I teach the kids at my kinder I work with when they are not coping well how to release that emotion that you have taught us. It has been incredible to watch the younger gen work with this. God bless you. Thank you so much, Anna, for sharing the knowledge with the youngsters. That's the best thing you can do, because I love working with teachers, okay? Especially teachers of special needs children. So Mary and I have been working with many groups, including the Ohio Board of Health, or the Cuyahoga County Board of Health, I should say, which is here in Ohio, to actually work with kids who have special needs or special attentions, or maybe grew up in broken homes and things like that. And one thing that we love to do is try to be fun and show them this way to begin to regulate their nervous system. And it's so amazing when we work with these kids. We had a group of teenage boys, young inner city boys. You would think maybe they wouldn't pay attention or behave. These dudes were enthralled by what I was telling them about their breathing and their energy and their mind, like they already knew, But the children are our predecessors. Like, it's almost like we've been trained to look at the kids like, these damn kids, they don't know what they're doing. That's what every generation has said. Over and over and over. But the truth is neurologically, on the nervous system level, they're more evolved. That's also why we have people with neurodivergences. It's not that something's wrong, it just hasn't been nurtured properly. And as we move forward into new, higher dimensional realities and higher forms of consciousness, we'll be able to recognize that in a setting. And then we can have people that show up like Anna, and what she does is, that's magic. She's changing these children's life. To see these kids, these young kids, she's teaching them how to self-regulate. And boy, is that important. Could you imagine that if you've known how to self-regulate your nervous system, your mood, your reactions, If you've been able to do that since you were a child, how good would you be at that now? Right? I'm always working on mine, and I don't think it's something that ends by any means. But imagine if, experience, like I said, more experience with it. And then it starts when your mind is more malleable when you're a child. That's amazing. I just love that. Thank you so much for sharing that, Anna. Anaiki Kuyaiki, highest blessings to you all. Thank you. I assume you're Mike Skilton, maybe? Magic Mike. So nice to see you, and thanks for sharing your journey. You're an inspiration. Tachi, I love you, man. Thank you so much. You're such a very, very pleasant person, and I really enjoy you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tachi. What's up, y'all? 1 million Buddhas! What's up, brother? I heard that you're going to make it to Light Club on Sunday. You haven't been in. That should be fun. I look forward to your energy being there. That is wonderful news. Thank you so much, Anna. My friend has a bullet wired there. No kidding. You were very lucky. It was a blessing that you were healthy and fit before it happened. Right. Like, everything's designed just right. There's no, like, ifs and buts. And so how also I would tell you this is I have a quantum awareness. So for me, I understand that we all die. There's those close calls that you think you have in your life, like, that was close, I almost got killed, or, something happens like that. There are plenty of realities where you didn't make it, and then everything just kind of pauses, and then in your spirit form, you get to choose. You might even be out of that body for hundreds of years in the spiritual form before you go back. Okay? What I can tell you is what seemed like a 7-hour surgery in human time, in my spirit form, I was off in the void for over 1,000 years. So the new version that came of me is something totally different than the one that left. And that's wonderful. That's amazing for that big quantum jump to happen. And that's what I say. It's like the universe doesn't make mistakes. It's just moving in accordance to your vibration. Most people would think, like, what I've been through and all, like, oh, that's so bad. And, what's wrong? Like, did something go wrong? Like, no, everything's just right, actually. It's perfection within the design. There's something that I say to everybody is the universal design is without flaw, regardless of our judgments. So let's kind of go into that. Let's talk about that for a minute. So the universal design, that's like what happens. So I have an awareness or a belief that the universal design is without flaw. It's perfect. So from that aspect, what I'm saying is everything's perfect. For the ego mind, that is terribly difficult to accept. Because you're like, what the fuck do you mean? No, it's not perfect at all. Like, we've even found solace in saying things like, I'm human, I'm imperfect. God would disagree with you, okay? So God's the primary creative essence or force of the universe, and it's far too intelligent to make mistakes, okay? Regardless of our judgments. You can believe that if you'd like to, but just from it's not even a spiritual thing or anything other, it's just logic. From a logical standpoint, how would it ever help you to think any other way? To think that the universe is not working in your favor? How does that help you? It doesn't, because whenever you complain, whenever you drop into a place of victimhood, what's happening is you're disempowering yourself. And that's okay. It's not that it's bad. You don't get mad at yourself when you fall in there or blame yourself. That's bypassing. You don't want to spiritually bypass that because you have the ability to shift your vibration so far. It's becoming aware of it, becoming aware of these thought patterns that actually do not work for us, and these behaviors that actually do not work for us, and starting to recognize them, because that's the first step, is recognition. I recognize a pattern that is no longer what I want. A pattern that's no longer my preference. And so by recognizing the pattern, now you have the ability to make changes. Because people say things like habit, and I'm prone to do this, or I have a tendency to do this. Once you know about your tendency, your habit, or whatever you're trying to call it, it's a choice. So now you have to figure out, why am I choosing that, right? But anyways, let's get back over here and see what everyone's talking about. Thank you so much. 1 million Buddhas, yes sir. Love y'all. Got to see you are light club. Absolutely. Yes, I work with the ones the others cannot work with. This I have been talking to them in their light language. It calms them right down, teaching them to ground and connect. It's so rewarding to see the change. So it's perfect. You're right where you belong. And isn't that great? I just love to see it. In the new age, they call stuff like this like light workers. That's just it's a little bit jaded, only because light workers sometimes are also prone to spiritual bypassing, like we were just talking about. You have to be okay with whatever feelings show up. You don't try to mask them, hide them. You want to understand. It's not about anything other than just understanding, why do I do what I do? What a great question, right? You imagine that. You sit there. Are you doing your breath? Why do I do what I do? And you don't look for the answer. You're asking your mind. You're asking that third eye, that mind's eye. Why do I do what I do? And let it come to you. That's how your connection to your higher mind works. It's just through practice. It's asking a question and not looking for the answer. Because when you're asking, now you're setting that subconscious mind off into a direction to find an answer for you. And it will come. Maybe not the way you expect it to, but it will come. I got one of my friends to join late on Sunday. Yeah, I saw. He came along and I sent him the link. Hi, Tina. Good to see you. Faith! Sister Faith. Faith has come in on a couple of light clubs and done some tremendously beautiful shamanic journey meditations. I recommend you check that out too. Wisdom and experience outweighs outside information. Inner knowledge is powerful when you step into your own higher self. I couldn't say it better myself, Anna. Thank you so much. That drum is awesome and has a beautiful story. Mary is a guide at a local cold plunge facility, a cold plunge studio, and she also works at a local coffee shop. So she's like friends. Mary's everybody's friend, and that's wonderful. I call her Mayor Mary. So it sounds like Mary, but it's Mayor Mary, right? She's the Mayor Mary. So Mary she loves everybody. She just loves to make friends with everybody, and that's wonderful. So somebody actually brought this drum in for her, and it belonged to someone's brother who died. So when it came, it also came with a spiritual connection. And like I was saying earlier, there's no like maybes, ifs, or buts, or coincidences actually in the design. So it showed up right on time, just as it was meant to. So this is a buffalo drum. It's a good drum. It's a Remo. I think this is a 16-inch. And it showed up in reality a few months ago. I've used it in some ceremonies. I've used it in a couple healing sessions. Private healing sessions. So it's amazing. It's great. I'm really glad it showed up. Hi, Faith. The drum definitely talking to me. Get you one. Order one up. The drum is really cool. Makes me want one to walk around the fire with. I'll tell you, it's awesome. Sometimes I'll just walk around. Shoosh. There's a whole lot of spiritual energy in this space. So I want to thank everybody that's here because you're adding to that. Yeah. All right. So how about we do some breath work? Who wants to do some breath work? Who wants to do some breathing? And let's kind of get a theme. Somebody tell me, what kind of breathing would you like to experience today? Like relaxing, think of a word that you would like to experience. What would you like to bring into your body? What sensation, what beautiful sensation would you like to bring into your body? And what we'll do is we'll just work through the comments together. And we'll create a little breath session for us all to experience and connect with. And it's just a really very powerful way to access the deepest parts of your physiology from a physical standpoint. And then from like a shamanic and metaphysical standpoint, it's a really powerful way to connect to your luminous field, or in the Western world, we may call aura. This is the luminous field of light that surrounds the body. Clearing and connection. I like that. Clearing and connection is a beautiful thing. All right. So what we'll do is we'll start off let's see what Anna says. Sound vibrations is an incredible healer. So powerful. Helps remove negative emotions and thoughts. That is correct. Anna, everything is vibration and frequency, and by using intention through instruments like drums and bowls, and sometimes I use a rattle, sometimes I use a bell. Hiya! Yai! Wirakocha! Ampwe! I just called him the highest power, or, what one may consider God, the animating essence of all things. It's without gender. It's it's the isness of creation. Word. That feels really good coming in. Yes, but I agree. I love sound healing. I use light language and different forms of vocal sounding when I do one-on-one healings with people. It's very intuitive. I don't have like a cookie cutter way I do that. There's no like one size fits all for healing. So that's why I try to, help everyone open into their own true capabilities. Okay, so what I want everyone to do, we're first going to do, so it's important to get lymph beginning to move, and one of the coolest things to do, and this looks absolutely ridiculous, and that's what makes it so fun for me, because I get to look just like a total maniac, but I love it, and that's facial stretching, okay? So it's really simple. You're just opening your mouth, your eyes, sticking out your tongue, you're trying to stretch your jaw and your face, okay? And I also, you don't have to make that noise, but, I do. That makes it funny. It's like a deeper part of the stretch. And then so you can like kind of take your face and mush it. This way, lift your neck. Smush your face the other way. Lift your neck. I stretch your face. And ideas, have fun with it. So if you're giggling and this is silly and fun to you, good. It's about playtime. Okay, this is the most important part about doing stuff like this, is that you're taking time every day to have sacred play. That's in our Peruvian tradition, the Paco tradition, of which I'm a priest. We call this pucliai. I love the word pucliai, or sometimes I've heard it pukiai. And what this means is sacred play. And so this can be part of your sacred plays. Stretching out your face, because this isn't something you'd probably normally do like out in public. Although I have had groups where we were out like in a public space and people were walking by like at the beach and they're kind of looking at us all because we're like contorting our faces, sitting in a beautiful circle on the ground. So much fun. So after you stretch your face, what we're going to do is we're just going to relax. You need to relax in your seat. You want to kind of lean back, or if you want to, you can lay down. You don't need to see me. You can just hear me. And what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes. I want you to begin to become aware of your breathing. You're not doing anything with your breathing. You're just becoming aware of how it's flowing. You may just naturally begin to extend your breath a little bit because you're paying attention to it. And as you're giving all of your attention to your breath, what I want you to do is to begin to expand your breath and breathe into your tummy and expand your tummy. You're picturing your diaphragm opening into your belly and then going out with a soft sigh, letting all that energy come up the lungs through the throat. And as you breathe in, sending it down into your belly, fills up into your chest, and you let it all escape you. And you breathe in, fill up your belly, your chest, your head, and Okay, now pause for a second. What we're going to do is we're going to add a little piece to this. So you're going to breathe in down this way. And then as you breathe in through your mouth, you're going to breathe up into the top of your head. And so I'll show you again. You breathe down, up. Okay, down. Fill up the belly. Chest, head. Let everything deflate. Even suck in your tummy a little. Flex your abs a little. Belly. Up through the head. Flex the abs a little. Breathe in. Fill up your belly. Up into your head. Flex the abs a little. This is important. You flex that ab and you're trying to pull some of the energy up into your head. Breathe down. Up. Hold that for a second. Let it all go. Squeeze your core a little bit tighter than before. And you're going to breathe in. Push out your belly and ribs. And you're going to breathe in up into the chest and head. Hold that for a second. And sigh out. Good. Take a break for a minute. Notice how your body feels. If you're following along with this, you should feel pretty tingly. There should be lots of tingling. And if you close your eyes, you may become aware there's like vibration. Because after you close the eyes, it shuts off the visual cortex, and it takes you a little bit deeper into the deeper parts of the brain and allows you to explore other parts of your sensory self. And this is where I like to do that. That's a cool part of the practices that I do, is they're like very powerful as for connecting you into your energy. So from here, after I do some breathing, I close my eyes and I open up my hands. And when my hands open, what I'm doing is I'm trying to see if I can sense my bubble. Okay, so you can feel around. You can use both hands if you want. And you're feeling around, and what you may notice is at a certain level, as your hands extend from you, you may notice this energy wall, or kind of like this little bit of resistance. That's the beginning of your inner bubble, your pokpo. And wherever that is, might be closer, it might be further away. And once you find it, I want you just to move your hands around and inspect it. And if you notice like there's any cracks or holes, what you can do is you can smooth them out, squeeze them close and together. And what you're doing is you're just closing up any holes in your energy field. And this is very healthy because your energy field, your pokpo is what we call it in our tradition, or luminous field, is your first line of defense from pretty much everything, even your immune function. So closing this up, what that does, that puts you back in your protective layer. Okay, so you can take some time, feel around. You can take as much time as you want. And after you feel like you got it pretty smoothed out, I usually just hold my hands out. I feel the wall of my bubble, and I'll take in a nice deep breath. And a nice deep breath. And a nice deep breath. Just relax for a minute. Taking in a slow, deep breath. And as you release, you're letting go of anything that's on your mind today or bothering you, or anything that feels stuck or stagnant. You're going to breathe into it. Fresh energy in and stale energy out. Very simple breathing pattern, just breathing in through the nose. And you're purposefully purging any heavy energy. Light in. Heavy out. Very therapeutic and beautiful. Light in. Heavy out. You're clearing your energy. Big breath. One more. Clear your energy. Relax. Open up your hands. You can hold them in the sky or let them rest in your lap. But what I want you to do now is, with your open hands, I want you to invite to you your highest power. This is connection. You're inviting connection to your higher self, or God, or angels, or beings of light, or There's no wrong answer. It's about your feelings of things. I want you to reach out to whatever it is that you sense or believe or have faith in that is the highest power. And you're inviting that energy to come to you. You're inviting God to your hands. This is a passive form of prayer. You're inviting God. You're saying, God, I open myself to your communications. You're opening yourself up to the divine wisdom and guidance of your higher power. And as you're allowing that to happen, draw it in through your hands, let it fill up into your body, filling up your feet and your legs, filling up your hips and your pelvis and your belly. It's overflowing you with divine beauty and intelligence. And let it overflow you, and it starts to pour out through your pores and begins to fill up into your bubble, and the bubble expands and gets bigger. And what you notice is, as you're encapsulated in beautiful golden light, and as you allow yourself to just feel the beauty and glory of being in this golden light, let us extend our thank you. Let's give our thank you to the highest power. Father, dear God, the all that is, we thank you so much for this beautiful divine connection. And we wish to see you in our minds and in our lives and in our hearts. We pray to you, great Father, great Mother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then you can close your prayer. Aho, amen. Anaiki kuyaiki. And so it is. And let us just take a moment to breathe in the energy of the higher power. Breathe it into you. Hold it into you. Let God make that connection with you. And as you release, you're just making space. You're just making some space for any more light that needs to come in. And you just release it. And you're going to do one more big, strong breath. Relax. Taking a nice deep breath, cleansing breath. Hold it in there nice and big, and you're going to blow it out like you're blowing out birthday candles. Good. You want to do that 2 more times. Big breath. Blow out your birthday candles. And 1 more. Big breath. If you have not yet opened your eyes, open your eyes. Allow yourself to step into the present moment. Feel the beauty of the connection and the clearing that we've all encountered here. Isn't that beautiful? It's so beautiful to be here to do the work with you. I couldn't be more grateful. I love this community so much. I love all of you so much. And it's just such a beautiful blessing to be here to share this magic and beauty with you. And I just love you all so much. And you're all just right. And you're all more than enough. And you're all doing so well. And I just want you to just keep going. Just keep going. Move into acceptance. Use your breath. Invite love. Invite God. Invite the Creator into your heart. Whatever that is for you. I don't want anyone to get confused. I'm not trying to teach you religion. You can have any religion you want to. What I would tell you is to dive into your religion. Really know your religion. Go into it. Open yourself to the higher power that's connected there. That's the true meaning of religion, is for you to gain a connection to your higher power, to gain your connection to God. Be still and know that I am God, right? Jesus told us, the great brother, Master Jesus, he told us, he said, my Father's kingdom will not come with signs to be perceived. For the kingdom of heaven, for the kingdom of God is within. It's in there. It's always been in here. It's always been in here. So take time. Bring that connection to you. We often close off our hearts with praying hands and try to tell the universe what we want. Open your hands. It's okay to do that. Spend some time there. Spend more time open. You want to be open to receive. You're in that active space of active listening. Just allowing your body to listen to the universe just for a few minutes a day. You don't need to do it all day. You could if you wanted to. There are some yogis and things that go off onto the mountains and may stay there for years meditating. You do what works for you, not what anyone else is doing. Nice. Anna says, it helps to clear and open the throat chakra too, moving your facial muscles. We all forget to do that. Absolutely. Singing, very important. Even if you're humming, just humming. There's also science now that shows that you humming improves your vagal tone, your heart rate variability, and blood flow into your brain. Isn't that amazing? It does more too, of course. Brianna says crying. Let it go, Brianna. Let that crying come out. We could do a beautiful lower world journey with that drum. We sure could. I would love to. Let's do it. Psalm 46, verse 10. Could you tell us what that means? Would you like to? Because, I like Bible verses or whatever, but, you want to leave the text as well so we can know what it is you're trying to tell us. Because I can't tell you I know what Psalms 46:10 is. Wow, that cleared a lot off of me. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Anna. It's your energy being here with everyone else's that helps make these things so potent. And that's something that people always say is, I can't believe how potent just sitting together on a live stream on social media or something, how powerful that can be. And it just is. I mean, people show up all the time. They'll tell me, man, I started watching you 2 years ago and I learned so much stuff and now my life's totally different. I just want to thank you. Some people, it's not apparent right away. For every one of us that's here on the surface, there's 100 behind each one of us that's watching through the bushes, per se. Not everybody's ready. Not everybody's ready. They're intimidated to step into here or be on a live stream and talk about things, to be open. I know I was certainly nervous to be myself when I first started doing live streams because it's pretty much like you're on TV. I mean, right now there's only a handful of people watching, but over a course of days, there'll be hundreds of people watching. So it's normal to be a little self-conscious, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I sing a lot with the kids. Good. I'm so glad you do that. I love you all so much. I want to thank you for spending this time here with me on this wonderful Friday night. Doing shaman stuff. It's fun. I ask that if you can make a small donation to balance our energies. I also just need the help. Give with the best you can. Help me as best as you can, even if it's 50 cents. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful. Share Sunday's event. It's a free event. I'm not charging anything there, but it's always open for donations. Donations are important to create energy balance. It doesn't have to be a lot. If you don't have a lot, that's fine. If you do have a lot, you want to give. You want to give with the same energy you wish to receive, because the energy in which we cultivate here stays with you. And the more balanced that we become, the better it works. It's a beautiful web of things. Thank you. I want to thank everybody so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If anybody has any questions or needs some guidance, feel free to reach out to me. I also am doing personal sessions. I have some really exclusive types of things I've been working on for people who are interested in personal sessions. I have 3 session packages that are life-changing things that I've developed and now have had the pleasure of working with some people with. So if you'd like to learn more about your spirituality, learn more about your potential, what you can do in this world, I'm so happy to work with you. Let's grow. All right, buddy, I'm going to take off. Love, peace, chicken grease. I want to give thanks to the upper world, give thanks to all the beings of light. I want to give thanks to the middle world. I want to give thanks to the lower world, the 3 worlds. We are all things, and we want to be loving to all directions of ourselves. Okay? Everybody have a beautiful weekend, and I hope to see you soon. And now, the outro.